Warning. The following views shared on this podcast are the unfiltered expressions of our vibrant personalities. We are here to dissect the pulse-pounding world of pro wrestling, from the epic battles inside the ring to the captivating storylines that keep us hooked. Our discussions may venture into unexpected territories, from questioning the creative direction or analysing the artistry behind the suplexes and submissions. Please understand that we aim to entertain, educate and engage. But please also remember that we are just merely fans and observers, and we are not actual wrestlers, journalists or industry insiders. As we always say, by the Mandem, for the Mandem. Enjoy.
Yo guys, what is going on? This is the start of something new studio. Let us know what you think, man, in the comments. I know you guys are always sounding off on YouTube. Let us know what you think. But before we get into the actual podcast, we've got a big special guest, man. Honestly, do you want to introduce yourself or just...
You go ahead. You give me something if you got some energy for it.
Guys, we've got Lykos Kid in the house, man.
Kid Lykos in the building, make some fucking noise!
I just said your name backwards. Is that fine? I was like, fuck you. Yo, man, it's good that we have you here, man. I think it's been, we've seen you a few times, like, we're trying to like catch up with you, and eventually we've got you here now. So you got a big match with Spike Trivet this weekend as well.
Big one on Sunday. I'm excited to hopefully rob him of the title finally and give everyone what they want, with him being defeated. After the whole Carnival saga needs to go now, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah. That Carnival match was mad as well.
I still think that's the trampoline in the one match where Cara did the massive dive out through the tables.
Crazy.
Mad bastard.
Crazy. Should you intro? Just want to go straight into it?
Let's quickly do intros. Yeah, come on.
Yo, it's a full stretch on Nafi, formerly known as VHS Pappy to my left.
When I say guap, you say daddy. Guap.
Daddy.
It's a strong star rated, leg drop hating, big back rubbing, Jericho loving son of country boy, Doughboy, aka Saudi Lee, aka Riz Jericho, aka True Ospreay, aka John Strowman, aka the Cargill Maniac, aka Pro Guap Tees, aka L.A. Swerve, aka, it's Doughboy in the building. To the left of me, we've got...
It's the main event liver, champagne sipper,
sipper,
big back driller, and babyface killer. It's your boy Laps, Wrestling's podcast. We're here.
Nice.
Yo, people, it's your boy NK, aka the man of the hour,
Too sweet to be sour,
aka the whole Japanese correspondent, aka the CEO, the president, the commissioner, the TDM, Tokyo Dome Merchants. We here.
How fast do we do that?
That's probably the quickest time.
You man got cleaner promos than half. Half the UK scene.
Yeah.
We're trying.
We trial and error.
Find what works.
That's it.
Where do we start though? Because obviously, a lot has happened so far in your career that I'd love to touch up on. One main thing that I would love to talk about today is the feud you had with Chris Brookes.
Mm-hmm.
That match you guys had last year was one of the
mad,
best.
fam.
I was telling people last year.
I watched it because of him. He sent it to me and I was like, oh shit, this is crazy.
It's definitely, I think for me, it's top 5 Brit Rest matches I've seen ever, honestly. And I think it was my favourite match from Brit Rest last year.
Yeah, so I agree. Personally, like sometimes I'm quite down on myself with what matches I have, or I'll be like, oh, well, it didn't work, or that wasn't very good. But that match, I felt like there's an energy there that really made sense. And I think I personally think that was the UK match of the year. If you're not having Ospreay in a match, Ospreay could wrestle a broom and it's match of the year.
Yeah,
I think that's UK match of the year though by far. We took 2 characters and turned the audience around on both of them.
That was what's special about it. The fact that you've been a heel in Progress for God knows how long. Obviously, Chris Brookes is returning, and it was like, I think what even sold me on the match before I actually watched the match was the MV that I saw. And the way the MV's edited is brilliant. From like the moves that you've done together, and then it's then edited with like the moves you guys have done together. And then just seeing like the history of you guys coming up together and then being, bro, it's brilliant, man. Cinema.
Fantastic.
Absolutely fucking cinema.
My MV editor's too cold with it. And I think it's cool because now you see since that MV went out, Ospreay worked with him, and then a bunch of other guys have worked with him, and now he's run off his feet for edits. Which I really
is it faceless?
Oh shit!
It's Stormski FX.
Okay.
Ospreay worked with him on his year-end video last year.
That's it.
And it's nice to see him now more wrestlers that he watches and loves are now reaching out to work with him. So I think that's really cool off the back of just a fucking cold edit. Like like you say, the throwback, the cut between like when we would go for the sick tag with me and Chris back in the day to like him throwing me through the thumbtacks and stuff. It's an amazing.
And seeing the mask ripped and bleeding.
Yeah, that was a visual.
Bro,
that was a visual.
Big yourself up, man. You're creating jobs for the economy, man.
That was a visual.
It's only because I know, like, I used to edit all my old MVs. Cause I'm a media production student. When I was
sick.
like a kid, yeah. So,
So you guys will get on with it.
yeah,
man.
this used to be like my life.
Your life, yeah.
Everything that was happening with the
Oh, not anymore. I couldn't tell you jack shit now, but like I know what my editing capabilities were, and I was like, I need an editor to make something sick. I can't do these things just anymore. And then I just put a tweet out one day, and a lot of people just kept recommending me Storm, and I looked at the stuff he was doing. He was making loads of edits for Japanese matches and stuff, but they were like cold. And I was like, if you have something that has because they were just like cold matches, they weren't like a storyline invested match necessarily. So I gave him like the Brookes stuff, and he just took it away because he I think he knew of us before anyway, but he had an investment in what we'd done, so he knew the little intricacies or little like subtle moments in the match, like the Schadenfreude bag or like the sick tag move, all these things, and he worked everything in. He's a king at this. He's so sick.
No, I love that, man.
Big up Storm.
I love that, man.
How did you first get into wrestling?
I walked into year 6 and everyone was like, "Yo, have you seen wrestling?" And I was like, and like I had no clue. Like I was a football kid at that point, and then went home.
Are you good at football?
You still play now?
I haven't played in a long time, but I was a centre back, so
I'd
get stuck in.
Yeah.
That's all I could do. But I'm also quite short now, so.
But that's the ones that are scary. Short centre backs.
Yeah,
man.
I was back in the day. I was on crud, but now
Yeah.
now I've had a couple of surgeries.
I'm a bit toned down. Yeah.
Let's take me somewhere else, please.
Yeah.
I just went looking for it, and I felt like November. I can remember the first match because it was a main event of SmackDown was Rey Mysterio versus Mr. Kennedy. I think it's November 16th. That year 2006, and the finish is like he goes for the Lambo leap or Green Bay plunge, whatever, pop around into the Rana for the finish, and Ray wins, and I was just like, this is it, like I love this. And then within like 5-6 months, I'd been googling where training schools were, and I was just looking. There was one like just across the Welsh border.
Awesome.
I could go 20 minutes and I could go train there, and that's where I got my start. So I started like just turned 11.
Oh shit!
And then I had like a junior match like on a show like with another person the same sort of age, about 3 months in, which is so stupid. But at the time, I guess the person who was training me was like, "Yeah, you can go." And it was weird, you know, like the CM Punk Cabana match that toured like back in the day. They would do their shows all across like North Wales, and it'd just be me and this one kid touring ours as the opener around the whole thing, and it's god awful. Like it's on YouTube, it's god awful. But, yeah, it's funny to think back on now.
2 matches I'm watching now: the Rey Mysterio, Mr. Kennedy match, and
you love that one. And that first was like 3 minutes long, so you'd be blessed. You could shoot through that like no dramas.
And I see you've got a Rey Mysterio tattoo on your hand.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
It's because everyone gets like that common tattoo is like a bird or a swallow here, and me being dumb and thinking it's funny, I was like, well, I'll get the Aztec bird because I love Rey Mysterio and I think that's cool because he's the reason I wrestle.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a fun placement for it. But then like the tattoos on your hand bleed a lot, like as far as like the ink bleeds out. And the girl who did it was like, oh yeah, within 3 months, just message me if it's bled out and I'll just fix it up. And then I was just at first I was like, I don't mind it, and then I just forgot about it, and then now I'm like, looks kind of shitty. Now it's got the little gaps where it's bled out a little bit, like towards the knuckle.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
So I need to get a topped up.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's all right. My only tattoo above like knee height, so that's all right.
Okay, that's fair enough. Let's talk about Chris Brookes. What does Chris Brookes mean to you?
Oh, he's my best friend always. Like he's the man. Like we initially bonded. Like I first met him my first like independent show outside of like the training school I wrestled with, which was Attack, because Mark Andrews and Pete Dunne took a liking to me, and he was a prick to me. That like it was the Christmas missile tour that they did, and he was just Chris is quite he's not the most personable of people, I would say.
You said that in your speech after your match with him.
Yeah, he's really not. But especially then, he was a bit moody. So and I was shy. I was like 14, so I was like shy as anything. I remember we were driving back from the second show to the Midlands for the third show, and it's been like an hour and a half this journey. I've just sat there in between, like it's Tyler Bate, Robbie X, and then Chris is there in the passenger seat. And he just turns around and goes, "Are you gonna fucking say anything at all, or are you just gonna be quiet this whole trip?" I don't know any of you guys. Like, this is all new to me. Like, but since then we bonded. We bonded over like the style of wrestling we liked. Like, we would. I would skip uni lectures to go and sit on his account watching Dragon Gate pay-per-views from Japan with him, and we just like talk to each other on Messenger or whatever. And then we started teaming because we had a similar love of what wrestling we did, and I was doing Kid Lykos, but it was just shit. It was awful. Like, it wasn't working, and we both knew it wasn't working. But I was stuck in the role I was doing. He was like, "No, I've got some sway. I'll push for this thing," and we became CCK, and it all just literally snowballed from
That's
there.
Calamari Catch Kings.
It is when it's weird. The CCK law's kind of stupid. Like when it's Gresham and Chris, the Calamari Catch Kings. When it's me and Chris, it is just CCK.
So no meaning just
there's no real meaning. It's because when we first started teaming was when like Twitter's hashtags first started popping off, and we were like, well, we need hashtag, so we were just CCK with the hashtag in front of it, and then everyone just took the inherited meaning from Gresham, and not to say I don't like it, but they had more to it because they were both the characters were like a small and big octopus. That was the idea. Whereas we're a wolf and an octopus. It doesn't have any relation, I guess. Yeah. Random, but yeah.
Okay. And where did the character of that Kid Lykos come from with like the wolf and everything?
Even the name as well.
Yeah.
That side of it, I don't really know. It was a character that the people who used to run Pro Wrestling Chaos in Bristol came up with, and no one was doing it. And Attack was the whole aim of Attack was to be weird and wonderful and have these crazy characters. So for a while there was like Elephant Mask, which was like a Tiger Mask parody, and there was Super Santos Jr., who was a parody of El Santo, and when they needed a babyface mask character, so the Kid Lykos character wasn't being used, so they gave me that mask and that name, and I was like, cool, bless, I'll start doing it. I did it. Like, first time I did it was me and Tegan Knox versus Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews in a Halloween show where me and Tegan Knox played a Team Wolf and Team Wolf's girlfriends versus the Cobra Kai Dojo. It was a very weird match and a very weird time, but nonetheless, started doing it then. It was just a really basic, like, classic Brit Rest character of like, you had to play an animal if you were an animal. And I hated it. I was so awkward doing it. I just hated being an animal. I thought it was kind of reductionist at the time, because I loved Lucha Libre. Like, that was my shit when I finally discovered wrestling outside of WWE and TNA. Lucha Libre just took me because I just loved Rey Mysterio already, and then seeing all the Mexicans doing these crazy flies and everything. Like, it was.
Were there any luchadors in particular that, like, outside of, like, obviously Ray, that when you watched Lucha Libre?
OG Mystico was the man. Obviously, he had his horrific run.
Terrible.
In America.
He's killing it now, though.
Yeah, he's back to it now. I really liked Atlantis, Voldor Jr.
He's my favorite.
I've got like a Voldor Lykos fusion mask that I haven't got to wear enough, to be honest. So hopefully, I'm doing Refro CMLL this weekend, so I'll wear it out there. I think that's important. But yeah, I loved Lucha. I've forgotten where I was going with this. Where were we going? I do this.
The luchadors that you liked outside of...
No, he's talking about...
What was you talking about?
Luchadors you liked outside?
No,
before that.
Before that. So you spoke about British wrestlers playing
animals.
I
just wanted to be a luchador. I was a wrestler who is this character, but it doesn't necessarily mean I have to be this ridiculous caricature of the character. And once I turned heel and joined up with Brookes, I got to show that side of it. I was just like a dirty, grimy shit wolf. That was where the whole thing came from, and like it's where the shut up Lykos stuff came from as well. Like, because I was just giving the crowd the big one, and I was fucking tiny and shit. That was the fun of it. And Chris, like, I was the heater for Chris to be the successful, like, bastard, like, heel. You know what I mean? So that was where the change happened. That made it way better for me.
Do you want to quickly touch on your retirement and then coming out of retirement?
Yeah, I saw that as well. I was like, what?
Yeah, like it was weird. So I kept getting injured. Initially, I had like loads of shoulder dislocations, and I kept keeping them a secret. Like, only Brookes knew a few of them, but even Brookes didn't know about half of them. And then it got to a point where it was just happening too often. Like, happened in a match, I don't know where, but either way, I had to have the first surgery. And you go through the NHS, which is obviously horrifically underfunded, so they give you the cheapest surgery, which is fine if you work in like an office or you do something that isn't physical, but then it doesn't protect you for what you need if you're an athlete or you do a sport or anything like that. So then I come back from that, and then an accident just happens when we're on tour in America. Someone breaks my collarbone. I have surgery out in America, which is fucking stupid. Like they did a crazy surgery, but either way, get sorted. Come back from that again finally, and then the shoulder problem keeps happening because again the shoulder's not actually fixed. It's fixed enough for like sedentary
Mundane
lifestyle.
stuff, yeah.
So it gets to a point where it's coming out again constantly. I'm ruining like progression of our feuds and stuff. It's always stop start, and we both say, okay, it happens one more time, we'll call it. Like, and me and Brookes were due to go. Like the first time he went to DDT, I was also meant to go with him for that 6-week period.
Yeah.
And literally maybe like 4 weeks before we were going to go was when the last one happened, and I was like, oh, fuck, I'm done, man. I gotta stop because I can't keep doing this. Had to retire, which was shit. I kind of like just accepted it. And it didn't play on me for a while, like maybe 3-4 months into like being retired. But then like the drag starts to happen. I was always kind of in denial whenever I got hurt, and I'd just be like, no, I love wrestling. Fuck this, I'm going. But then you have the denial, and you go into wrestling shows. Like I was working backstage at Progress on the headset and stuff, and I was just like hating what I was doing because I was just like, I'm just around wrestling, but I can't do wrestling. And then like I can pick up what people should probably do to like, oh, if you do this, you might do this better, or this. But it's like I'm not developing myself in any capacity, and it just felt awful. But then after a while, the physio was like, maybe you could look at pushing for this again. If you do this, and this now. Started working hard, getting that motivation, and then after 26 months, I got like the all clear. And this was like maybe we'd had Kid Lykos too for maybe 6-7 months at this point, with the break in the middle for like COVID and stuff. So it was great timing because he was like kind of lost. I could come back, have a tag partner that would keep me safe and let me ease my way back into it and everything. And with like COVID restrictions easing, it was just the perfect timing for it. So we shot some promos with Beyond Gorilla, and then got to the races. We had the Progress tapings and the Rev Pro tapings pretty quick after. Yeah, retiring sucked, but being back now, it's blessed. Like I can't love what I'm doing enough. You know what I mean? It's stressful and frustrating at times. Don't get me wrong, and I get real angry about it sometimes. But it's the best, and I'm so glad I'm able to do it again. You know what I mean?
So in retirement, was there anything in particular that like when you stepped away from it in wrestling that you realized like, oh snap, like I really missed this? Was there anything in particular about wrestling that you missed specifically?
You end up missing everything, but at different times. Like I'll watch, like if I watch like a banger match, I'm like, oh fuck, I miss when like you'd have a match like that, and the crowd's just coming up, and you just feel that energy or whatever. But then like even little bits, like you'll see people in the ring before shows, like when I would do the Progress headset stuff, and I'm just sat there eating my food, feeling worthless, and there's like people stretching or bumping in the ring. I'm just like, fuck, man, I miss taking a bump, which is crazy because it sucks taking bumps. And now I don't want to take many at all. But like when you're not doing it, you want it so badly, you just can't have that thing. It is real frustrating. You miss every aspect of it. Like you see people cutting promos, and you're like, oh, I want to get in there and cut a promo. I want to show off what I can do. Or it's just it is the worst feeling to have. Like the envy of like waiting to come back. Yeah. And I'm glad I don't have that anymore.
Yeah. Did you have like a support system like when you retired? Was it like friends, family, or even other wrestlers that were like either like telling you that it's not the end of the world, or it's not the end, or just like consoling you in that low time?
Yeah, like I in the sense of like I had a really good friendship group. Like obviously me and Chris, and then at the time it was when Schadenfreude was popping. So it was me, Chris, Aussie Open. Gresham, Lucky Kid, who's now Metahan. So there was just a bunch of us that were real close, especially me, Chris, and the Aussies. And then obviously, like it was all pretty sweet. Like I was at least distracted enough with just how good my friends were. Or whatever. Yeah. And COVID hits. Brookes is in Japan. The Aussies have to go home because there's no money here. Yeah. They can't keep paying rent for something when they're not making any money. So they go back, and then I'm like isolated from all my friends or whatever. Which was shit again, but again, you just have to keep pushing. Eventually, like things start anew. I get real close with Lykos too. I get close with like Luke Jacobs, Ethan Allen, and just you end up like you meet all these new people, and you end up with this new like group of friends. And that doesn't mean I'm not close to my old friends, like especially Chris, obviously. But now I've got this like sweet group of people that I love to death here, and same with like reconnecting with Dan Maloney, Driller Maloney. Like we were never not close, but then I think during like the Schadenfreude era, there was a weird thing where it became kind of real as far as like the roster of the company where we were most prominent and the Schadenfreude guys. And not for anyone's fault, it just happened. And then once we got the ball rolling again, me and Dan, it's like that. We're boys for life.
You mentioned like Luke Jacobs, Ethan Allen, and Lykos too. Do you look at yourself as like a mentor figure to them?
Kinda, more like the dad to an extent. It's so frustrating because I used to be the fucking young one, and now I'm 26, but I'm somehow like a 40-year-old parent. Like just the other week we did the 2 pro wrestling shows in Birmingham and Sheffield, and in the middle we went to go get some drinks in Sheffield. I'm just like, I don't want to. I'm here to look after you. You tell me where you want to go, and Lykos too is a little bit intoxicated, and he's just like, nope. No, you find it on the map. Just leave me where we're going. Like, where do you want to go? Tell me where you want to go. I will look after you, but let's go. You want to go for drinks, so let's go for drinks. And he's just like refused to turn his data off on his phone. And he's just like stumbling about, being an idiot. It's just I end up being the dad half the time, but it's always a good time regardless. I like being the role we have as far as like the team, or like I'll watch everyone's matches to make sure I can give them feedback on what I can at least contribute at my standard. Same with like Leon now with how he's popping off, because he's like Leon's an alien. He's gonna be the best in the world.
That guy is gonna. He's gone.
But then you'll still like every so often like he'll just do something. You can be like, oh, if you just switch this, you're doing this way better than I ever have. Like and it's nice. Like he's really receptive to feedback, and he loves like asking as well. Like he's one of the great examples of what a young wrestler should be. Yeah, because he's sicker than most of the wrestlers who are above him, but he still wants to know what their opinion is, and he cares about like getting a perspective from everyone to really gauge what's going on, which I think is really cool.
You speak about like kind of being a mentor to young wrestlers. If you could go back, like if the kid Lykos today could go back to like the kid Lykos who was just starting out in wrestling, what piece of advice would you give him?
The one I keep giving people recently, like I had a few times people come up to the merch table like, I'm just starting wrestling. Any advice? I just say the best advice is just keep going. Like it's gonna suck, or it's gonna hurt, or it's gonna this, that, and the other. But if you just keep going, eventually, like they say, you take 10 years to get good at something. Like just keep grinding, you will get like exceptional at this. And like some people don't believe in wrestling that the cream always rises to the top, because it's a different type of thing to like professional sport or like whatever. But I think it does. If you are truly exceptional at this, you are going to succeed, and be that at a WWE level or at a different level, that doesn't matter. You will still succeed if you are exceptional at this. And the proof's in various wrestlers with various degrees of success. Like Brookes is now the DDT champ. He's
Make some fucking noise for Chris Brookes.
Yep, for sure. Dude's lived in Japan for 3 years now, full time, as a full time job with DDT, and is now the champion of the company. Like that's elite success. And this like Pete is now Butch in WWE, and he's very successful. Like he's not main event in WrestleMania yet, but he's still extremely successful. Like Ospreay, obviously, is king of New Japan. Realistically, he's the man. The world. He's just unbeatable in the ring. Aussie's signed to AEW now. Like, there's different successes, but it's all success. And I think if you are exceptional, you get those successes. Like they all prove you can do.
Let's speak about wrestlers in the world. Kid Lykos, you're in your dream company, and it's with like all your dream opponents. Let's name 5 people. Could be any company. Tell it to the camera. Who do you want to face?
Should we pull out that list?
Yeah, let me check.
Pull up the list.
I did the list in the morning. Let me see.
Yeah, I'll go it for you here, still. I'll go it for you here.
Start of the year, I had a couple of names on.
There you go, mate.
Yeah,
Oh, you got the original.
I found it.
He's got the original copy. I wrote the list. No, we put it on Twitter, innit?
So on that list, the first name's Spike Trivet, which we're about to have on Sunday. And
excited for that?
I'm excited for Sunday. I'm excited to take his fucking belt. Like, I'm gonna try.
He was on a podcast not so long ago as well, you know.
I heard he's been giving me a bit of shit. He's like, you know, like the influencer boxers like to get each other's DMs and chat some shit. He's trying to
psych you up.
It isn't gonna work. I really want to wrestle Harashima from DDT. He was like one of the mainstays of the company throughout the whole like late 2000s, 2010s. Like when Ibushi's around and everything, Harashima is there as top dog, and he's sick. And he was really nice to me when I was in Japan. Yeah. So I'd like to have that contest because like the running double knees I do is his double knees that he gave me permission to use. So that's really nice of him. would be good. On the list, I've got like Jordan Oliver, who I've wrestled recently in a couple of tags, but I think a singles between me and Jordan Oliver would be really fun.
That would be sick.
Yeah,
Jordan, he's improved a lot.
Yeah,
I gave him a little bit of shit a few years ago, but I've eaten my words. He's
I say my purpose.
He's good.
Are you wrestling on purpose?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
But do you know what? You think of the right person?
Jordan Oliver from GCW.
Oh, him? No, he was at TNT.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, so I got the wrong person.
I want to wrestle Vegeta Hayato because
He's cold.
He's nuts. He's just eats crap into people, and I think I want to see if I can take the licking and keep going. You know what I mean? Like I want to have that scrap. Like I think you learn something if you were in there with someone who's that stiff, that style of wrestling. I think it'd be interesting. El Desperado's on my list as well. I think he's crazy good, like so entertaining. I think he would bring something interesting. I'd like to have that contest. So hopefully, Rev Pro, if there's ever the opportunity, that'll be the challenge.
Don't ask politely, Andy.
Oh, Andy ain't gonna give me shit.
Andy, fucking make it happen. Make it happen.
We'll see, Andy. We'll see.
Lykos versus Despy.
We're gonna at him. He's gonna see. We're gonna DM him as well, like, bro. Let's make this
Book
shit
it
happen.
now.
Give us
Raw Quest is coming up. Fuck, let's make it happen, man.
Exactly.
What are we doing? What are we waiting for?
Andy!
Give me what I want!
Raw Quest is the scene for it, to be fair.
Let's make it happen, man.
Yeah,
I want to see some junior heavyweight talent, man. Like,
Written in the stars, isn't it?
I like. Okay, I was about to say something mad.
What do you say?
I'm not gonna say it. Let's see some junior heavyweight talent.
Was it a Y?
Yeah, it's a Y still.
Okay.
I was gonna say something about like big meat in it. But
That's fine.
it's not fine. People like to see meat slapping in it, but we want to see the junior heavyweights. You want to see the junior heavyweights, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Even today, like, actually, let me look at this. Someone said something mad in on the shoe, innit? I looked at Grease, I was like, bro, wait, did she really say that?
What did she say?
She goes, look at that big piece of meat over there. Because the guy was cutting up venison, innit? We're filming that, some cooking food, innit? Cooking things. The guy's got, she goes, look at that big piece of meat over there. But she's not in between me and Eddie's face. So, like, between me and Eddie, I sat there. She goes, look at that big piece of meat over there. I said, who the fuck said that?
So did you just look at it? Still.
And what's mad? This is going to sound mad, isn't it? When she said that, I didn't look at the meat. I was trying to find because I was trying to look at what is.
So look at where the meat's hanging from.
No, not that. I was trying to look at what she's talking about. So I was like, wait, is she talking about man or she talking about... I was like, yo, chill. Get away. Bro, yeah, sorry.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
Yeah, who else?
Yeah, sorry. We went off a tangent there. I was like, what the fuck? Sorry.
Volador Jr., sure.
That'll be sick.
That'd be cold.
He's incredible.
That'd be
He's been having some sick matches with Rocky Romero.
Yeah, for real. Did you see Rocky's entrance on the last weekend?
Yeah.
With the guns, it was great. I need to watch that full show. I'm real excited to watch that. I've there's too many to name, to be honest. Like, I go through phases like where I'm like, oh, I need to wrestle this person, and there's always different constants throughout those lists. But yeah, I want to wrestle everyone. I want to get better. That's the main thing. I want to.
Any particular style of match that maybe you've wrestled before, but you want to wrestle again, or that you haven't wrestled, like a stipulation or a style?
I think I got to do a lot of lucha this past weekend at the GCW TNT shows. Like I wrestled Ares and Latigo, and then I wrestled.
How's it facing them?
They're
strange style.
Ares is real weird, but he's real good. Like his style of wrestling is so interesting to me because I really like that Mexican llaveo style, and he has taken that and made it like this whole different thing. I think he's so interesting to watch, and to wrestle him was very interesting. And Latigo's like crazy because he's like short, but he's stocky, but he can fly, but he can lift heavy, like classic Mexican build. Like, and then we had Los Macizos who they do like a lot of deathmatch wrestling, but they're also just sick wrestlers. Like, so I saw clips of them having this crazy deathmatch the night before whilst I was asleep in the airport. And then I land and they're in this like cool gear. Dude's got sunglasses on the whole way through the match, and they're just doing these like cool double submissions and great. It was really interesting to have that style of match again. I think I'd like to do like another no DQ because the last one I had with Chris was eye opening as to like the creativity you can have with them. I liked to come up with things I could do in it, and then same I guess for him. And I think it all meshed really well together. So I'd like to explore that again with another opponent.
Yeah. So you've got this obviously you got 2 matches this weekend, but the match that like you got a match with Spike Trivet.
Yes.
Obviously Spike Trivet was the first on that list that you put in the beginning of the year.
Yep.
How do you feel going into that match? Are you ready? Is this do you reckon this is your time? I'm asking you stupid questions.
No,
Let me know.
I feel mentally ready for it. Like I think I always like doubt how physically ready I am in general. Like before Strong Style tournament, I was doing crazy cardio routines for that last week. Even though like I've been doing good cardio the whole lead up, I was like, I'm not ready. I need to just blast cardio. Like, I'd lift and I'd stay in the gym like an extra hour, just doing these crazy cardio things, trying to make sure I wasn't going to blow up or anything in the tournament. And I think it's the same now. Like I'm trying to make sure
I predicted you to win as well.
I will take that because not many people did.
I predicted you to win.
Not many people did. I was like bottom 3 of the. Someone did a voters odds thing. I was like bottom 3, and I was like, oh shit! Like me, Maggot, and someone else who were at the bottom. But yeah. I feel mentally ready, but physically, I'll doubt myself until I'm in the ring, and then once it gets going, I'll be like, nah. Once that adrenaline hits, you just know. You know if you're ready to go or not. And I do think it's my time personally. Like I've been waiting for this since I saw a photo when we robbed Gresham with the belt a couple of years ago. And there was a photo on Twitter someone take when I was cutting a promo with the belt on my shoulder. I was like, nah, that's mine.
Yeah.
And like the next few years, that is my belt, and I feel like that's this Sunday.
Love that.
If you get the belt, are you gonna change it? Are you gonna change it to suit your aesthetic?
I might try and swap it. There was a belt that they raffled off.
That was cool.
Strap on it. I might try and get something like that, like a cool strap would be interesting, I think, to have and make it feel a bit more me, because it is very classical, like classical heel. I feel like the belt looks quite right, especially on Spike. So I want to make it a bit more my style. Cause I like things to be a bit weird. Like I like my wrestling gear is weird and different from everyone else's. Some of the moves I do, I try and do like weirdo stuff. Like I'm not like King of Strange style, but I try and have some uniqueness to it, and I want the belt to reflect that, I guess.
Well, you get like a wolf on it instead of the massive, is it a bird or whatever?
Well, to be fair, I did that parody shirt with where I swapped the eagle out for my logo, so maybe that's a possibility. I know G Money has a hookup as far as making title belts. So.
We got a hookup as well. We got a hookup as well.
Yeah, we could be up. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we'll do some talking in the DM.
Yeah,
for sure.
Make it happen, man.
For sure.
You guys heard it here first.
That would be sick if you had your own custom belt.
It would be cool.
We should bring back the thing, fam. What's the old title?
Staff.
Bring back the staff, man.
Cruise thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had. I forgot he even had that. And then when he rocks up to Strong Style, he's got the staff with him. I was creasing. I was like, I ain't seen that.
Yeah.
I was like this big, like.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Do you have a playlist that you listen to, like when you're like psyching yourself up? And if so, like what songs you listen to?
It depends mood by mood. Like if I go on my Spotify, there's like all sorts of random bollocks. Like recently, because I've seen the hype package for Sunday, and there's the soundtrack for that song is made it into my playlist just so I can repeat listen to it, get in the zone. Like there was a point where I'm not like a huge anime guy, but I was like, I need to watch Attack on Titan because everyone says it's amazing.
For the OST, right?
Yeah, and then the first opening, man, is crazy. So I would like listen to that on the treadmill whilst thinking about how much I hate Spike, and it would really motivate me to like. I was
especially when the horns and the trumpets come in.
It all hits good, but it all depends. Like I've got you'll see it. Like I started a grind playlist again recently. That I had like a Japanese entrance themes one that would like motivate me.
Yeah,
which like geezers I think are cool. And then I went to like 2000 Trees Festival and I picked like the biggest bangers from that, and I just took that. And it really depends on what I'm feeling at the time. But at the moment, there's a grind playlist. There's a Amine collab album.
Amine, yeah.
That's a collab.
With Ketronado.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Can I give you like a recommendation? Yeah.
One, yeah.
There's this one album, yeah. Actually, there's two songs I listen to in the gym that kind of boost me in it. So the first one's Roma Range theme song.
Oh
the
yeah.
One's got now. And secondly, DMX album When It's Darkest. What's it? So this one, the album there, bro. This album, yeah.
Just gets you.
From the beginning to the end, bro. I can't lie. I don't even want to bleep these out. You'd want to go right out and shoot someone. Big man sing. The stuff
That's
he
what
says.
I need, though, for
he want like he gets you angry. I don't know if it's like. Yeah, it's DMX and then they're in it, but
it's X.
He
has some energy that just gets you going.
I think if you listen to that, I can't lie. Yeah, you're taking off Spike's.
On the music thing, I'll give a $5 to whoever can guess what the first musical like concert gig whatever I went to was.
Linkin Park.
Concert.
Can we get a clue?
What genre?
Genre, yeah.
No, the genre. Fuck it. The genre rap.
Wu-Tang. Shit.
Why?
Is it right? Action Bronson?
It's Northern.
Wait,
Shorty Horror?
Kamikaze. Oh no, he's too.
I'll give you. So you guys had 2. I'll give you guys one more guess each, and I'll drop it on you. At 12 years old, I went to this.
Eminem. Oh, you're kidding me.
12 years old.
Busta Rhymes.
No, okay.
Is it?
You got the last guess.
Is it like American rap? Is it British
I
rap?
can't. Bro,
It's gonna ruin it, isn't it?
I need to find out. Let me just say.
Oh.
So wait, how old are you?
I'm 26.
12 years old. So I'm going back 12 years ago.
Tiny Temper?
No,
It must.
that was my second gig.
Oh, example.
No.
Oh, Professor Green.
It was 50 Cent.
That's the one that came into my head. I literally thought 50 Cent off.
Before I self-destruct,
Destruct.
I've got the. I'll send you a DM when I get home tonight of the dog tag that I got from the gig, because it was like all they had at the merch was a bandana, a dog tag, and like Tony Yayo mixtapes, and I got all of them. I was like, all of this shit. And I still had like the bandana.
So some ducks dancing on me.
At 12 years old.
You gotta go, your parents gotta take you to the door,
Yeah.
and then you get in and you're fine.
Oh,
It's so
Pete,
funny.
yeah, you got
That's crazy. I never did this.
Because even the last 50 Cent, the last 50 Cent show, there was bare kids in there. They went through with their parents.
Hang on, 50 was.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, concerts like 14. I'm like 14 plus.
MTV was airing that 50 Cent business show that was like a load of bollocks, but like they had the white guy with the cornrows in. Just they definitely just picked him to win from the start, so they gave him cornrows so he'd have some like credit.
Yeah.
And then like by the end they take the cornrows out, he's got the white guy business cut.
That's true.
And he's just preaching, but yeah.
That's
And
true.
on that bombshell, I might have to.
That's fine. Where can we find you? Where can we find you, bro?
At Kid Lykos on Twitter, well X, Insta, everything on YouTube. Kid Lykos. I do have a TikTok, but I haven't used it apart from uploading like slander towards Lykos 2 and the occasional tag move.
Yeah.
You can find me at every local British show. You can see a couple of matches on Wrestle Universe. That's pretty much that covers everything, really. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate you guys having me on. That's really
Nice,
funny.
man. Thank you very much,
Appreciate
man.
you coming. Make some fucking noise, Kid Lykos. We are back. Big shout out to Kid Lykos.
Yeah, that was great.
Coming through
Excellent.
quickly. He's got a match with Spike Trivet. We even forgot to mention that the show is actually named after him. Hungry Like a Wolf.
Oh, shit.
So, boy.
It's a big sign. He might win it. He might get a new custom belt. You heard it on WRESTHINGS first.
Heard it first.
Yes, sir.
What we saying today, lads?
Oh, bro. I feel like it's been slow news this week, man. Obviously, the Jade Cargill stuff is what's leading it. But in terms of everything else, I can't really. Obviously, Grand Slam today.
Yeah.
A lot of people are rooting for. By the way, did you guys see the 1 hour video that AEW put up of Eddie Kingston and?
I'm gonna watch that when I get
It's
home.
good, you know.
I've
It
seen-
goes
I've
stuff
seen
from
clips of it.
Ring of
I've
Honor and that.
Yeah. I've seen
still.
clips of it. I think what's his name? I think Joseph Montesino wrote the script for it as well.
Yeah, I see him. What you call it?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for that match. I can't lie. I want it's time, man. I need Eddie to win. Well, by the time this comes up, we'll know. But I need Eddie to do it. It's literally now or never. Never again. The now or never again. So
I'm very, very, very open to Eddie winning. He needs to win. He has to absolutely win. But my only issue is, not even necessarily with him winning, is that up till now, nobody still knows the direction of where this Ring of Honor company is going. And I don't think Eddie winning makes it, not that it's making it any worse, but it doesn't make it any better with where this company is going. Fair enough, we have a champion, but this is still a champion that's primarily still going to be showing up on AEW. And for me, I just don't understand this company's. I don't get Ring of Honor, honestly. I think it's lost its way.
Creative directions all over the gaff. I can't lie. It looks nice, but
It doesn't look nice. Let's be honest. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I want Eddie Kingston to win just for the sheer fact that he didn't win at the last Grand Slam.
yeah.
He didn't win at the Ring of Honor. What was
yeah,
it?
he didn't
Stand.
I think this is his moment. I think everyone's been clamoring for Eddie Kingston to have the moment of like that big win that I feel like at Grand Slam.
Is it main eventing?
No.
We don't know.
Things made it. Things made it. Yeah. MJF and
but the way it's built, like
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
the way it's built is like they have double main event, but I don't think it's main event.
I can't lie. If anything main events, the world champion should always main event.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Which I'm not against. Yeah,
I'm not
I
against.
just forgot about that match. I forgot that match is happening. So I was thinking of Wrestle Dream.
I don't know how that match is gonna pan out, but MJF's gonna definitely win.
Yeah, I like the build though. The build's been good to that match.
It was been good, yeah. Obviously,
build-
Samoa
yeah.
Joe's been liquor manning him and that sort of stuff, but yeah, I don't know how the match is gonna play out.
No, I think the match will be good. Samoa Joe-
Is Thing still selling his neck injury?
What, Roderick?
Huh?
Roderick?
No, MJF.
Yeah.
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 Oh, great.
Yeah, he's still saying neck injury. Yeah, I think the match will be a good match. Let's not sleep on Joe, fam. Like,
Just for clarity, is it for both times or just?
No. He won a tournament, innit? So.
Okay, cool.
yeah, he won the tournament. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Joe versus MJF. I think the card overall is all right. In fact, no, it's not all right.
How many matches?
I think 6.
What matches were announced?
Moxley versus Ray Felix.
That's gonna be a
Yes.
good match.
Obviously the 2 matches we discussed: Tony Storm versus Sorrell, which I'm cold on. Let me see. Let me check the Grand Slam card. I think there's one match I'm missing.
So they're not saying either Monet or Fiend's gonna show up today. Edge.
From the dirt sheets, apparently there's a surprise in it. Which, to be fair, Grand Slam there's always surprises.
Yeah.
We had Saraya last year, then we had Great Muta last year. So
Great Muta came on Rampage, innit?
yeah, Great Muta came on Rampage. So
I was thinking of not Tony Starks, Ricky Starks and Brian Anderson, but that's on Saturday.
that's
a
what
collision.
that's what
Brian
collision.
Anderson?
Yeah, Brian
Brian
Anderson.
Anderson, they're having the Texas Death March.
Oh yeah.
Why are they not putting Danielson in bubble wrap before this
I don't know, fam.
ZSJ match?
I have no idea.
Why is he having a...
Wait, Brian Danielson or?
Brian
Anderson.
yeah,
Oh,
Brian Anderson.
sorry. I thought you said Anderson. I just.
You're like,
You said Anderson.
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 He's Anderson?
Yeah. He's Anderson.
it's my
He said Brian Anderson. I was like,
My
who the fuck is
Essex-
that?
my
And then we
Essex
got Chris
Spanish,
Jericho versus Sammy Guevara.
That match gonna be good.
Yeah, Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara. And then I think that's basically the main card. So yeah, it's only a couple matches, but I think most of them are gonna go long. But yeah, and then Wrestle Dream, the card for Wrestle Dream is
That's
good.
next week.
They've only announced 3 matches so far, isn't it?
They've announced obviously
Swerve,
Swerve, Page,
Takeshita,
Takeshita,
Ibushi.
Ibushi.
Brian Danielson.
I'm not sold on that match.
What?
You
Takeshita, Ibushi. No,
I like
but
the
I
pair,
think
can't
I
lie.
trust Takeshita to carry him to a good match.
The Kesha's winner. I can't
The
lie.
thing is, yeah.
I trust the
there's-
Kesha's character
The thing
too
is,
much.
yeah, there's only so much carrying someone can do. If someone sucks, they suck. And nobody should come and fight me because this is not me saying Ibushi is.
I saw the tweet.
I say, hey, he's cooked, but I'll be there.
Someone said, but you can't be saying that he's ill. I was like, bro, don't chill.
I don't give a fucking deal. Come on, wrestle me, nigga. I'm not a doctor. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll be there because I'm always going to support Ibushi in it. But at the same time, like, nothing as of recently has showed me that
He's of the standard.
he's of the standard of what he was. And for me, I don't want to see more than 10 minutes, if I'm being honest.
Ease, so what, 5 minutes?
15 minutes, max.
I
15
think,
minutes.
Said more than 10 minutes.
No, I don't want to see more than 10 minutes, but 15 minutes.
Or max.
Do you know what it
max
is? Yeah?
honestly.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I'm like, this is one of those matches where I'm like, I'm upset that Ibushi's in the state he's in because I think narratively it makes perfect sense.
100%.
that's what I agree.
The story they're telling, it makes perfect sense,
100%.
and the 2 names involved should, if this match was 3 years ago, like just amazing. But I'm just like, the recent Ibushi performances I've seen, I don't know. But I've seen him get into better shape recently, so I don't know. But I don't think it'll be. I think I trust it to Takeshita to carry him to a decent match. I don't think it'll be like jaw dropping or amazing, but I think it'll be like, you know what, that was a fun time.
And the fact that we're even saying Takeshita carrying, it's like,
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's
Normally it would have been
crazy.
like the other way around.
Not even necessarily carrying, like it will be a 50-50 thing. innit? But at
50-50
the same
thing. But
time,
it's like, this is a Bushi fam. Like,
this is
like,
mad.
I have
It's
a
cooked.
question to ask you guys. Why has his performance suddenly dropped?
He hasn't been wrestling for a while.
He's been
Injury.
inactive injury. It
No,
can't-
wait.
I do you know, I just feel like he just. I feel like he's just having fun. Because even at All In, yeah,
Nah, he's
there
done.
was a video of him, yeah, where the match was happening, the match was continuing, yeah, they were scrapping in the ring. This guy borrowed a kid's sunglasses, put it on.
But no,
Have you seen it?
but the thing
Guys
about
be like Ken,
No.
Suzuki,
During the match.
He done it during the match.
He done it not as
Yeah,
bro, the
yeah,
people were
I saw
scrapping.
it.
He got like his.
But the thing is about Ibushi, throughout his career, he's
always
always
been
been aloof.
entertaining,
He's
yeah.
always been aloof. He's always
He's
been
been,
like
been
that.
funny stuff.
He's always
yeah.
been, fam, he comes from DDT, but the thing is about Ibushi, like, even though he's like, fam, like, there were times where there's bare stories about Ibushi, like, going backstage and not knowing, like, who he's wrestling. I remember, like, the whole, in the Cruiserweight Classic, he went backstage and started spudding Vince, not knowing, like, who the hell Vince was. Do you know what I'm saying? Ibushi's always been, like, aloof, but when it comes to, like, wrestling in the ring, he's just been of a different standard.
Yeah,
Like, to everyone, like, he's just been that guy.
The Bushi matches I've seen, he's always been cold. Like
So
he's been
just
hard
seeing
hitting,
him
bro.
in the state he's in right now, I'm like, yay.
How did they massacre?
He's having
my
fun,
boy?
innit?
Look how they massacred my boy. But the thing is, I wouldn't even put it down to like, fair enough, you can have fun, but then it's like, when the constant quality of your matches, or not even just necessarily matches, your performance
Yeah.
isn't up to the scratch or up to the standard that us as fans know him for, we can't simply just put it down to, he's just having fun, because some of our GOATs are having fun and they're putting on Bamba.
Classics.
I'm not expecting you to have a guy go out there and give us a Meltzer 5-star or cage match and grapple 10 out of 10 match. It's just more so a thing of like, we know where this story's heading, and so far so good in this story. We've been seeing good to excellent matches. The last podcast that we spoke about Takeshita versus Kenny Omega, we all heralded it as such an amazing match, a match that more people should be speaking about. On paper, this Takeshita and Ibushi match should either supersede Kenny Omega and Takeshita. But the output, unfortunately, we might not get that. I want to eat my words. Enkin said that he's seen him in better shape, so hopefully that.
I've just seen him physical shape.
I'm
just talking about physical. I don't know about in-ring shape. I don't know about in-ring shape. I don't know.
I mean, when we watch him at Bloodsport, he was good.
Yeah, that's the
That's the bitch you want to see. That's the bitch you want to see.
Bloodsport, he was good. Like, he was cold.
Bro,
he had his facts about him. He was fast. He had everything.
Yeah.
Whereas now he looks like he's just eating puff and just wrestling on grease. I don't get it.
He said wrestling on grease.
Wrestling with just bare puff grease on him, man. It's a lot, man. You know what I mean? But I mean, hopefully, what's the other matches?
Obviously Zaka and then Danielson.
Alright, waiting for a treat.
Bruv.
Man.
Oh,
Someone in the Discord said, yeah, just let this be the card. 45 minutes.
45 minutes of technical, rope hold, everything. Yeah, I can't lie. Yeah, that one is technical spectacle. I love it, fam. Scaring the whole wrestling, fam. We love it.
Should be good, then.
Should we touch on this Jade Cargill stuff quickly?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? She's gone to the E.
Yeah, she's gone to the E. Yeah.
Is it official?
Not official, but she's pretty much gone from AEW.
I haven't really been on Twitter too tough, but I went on Twitter 2 days ago, and I see people arguing. I don't want to say people's names, but they're arguing about certain. Are people unhappy that she's going to WWE or something?
No, I think the general consensus is that it makes sense. The general consensus I've seen is it makes sense. Everyone's just like, no, I haven't seen any like backlash.
Because
I've only seen
backlash.
Black Twitter.
Yeah, I've seen Black Twitter.
Black Twitter.
Bro, they get bro.
You argue with each other.
Someone said, yeah.
Hey, monkey.
That's what they said. That's what they said.
That was me. Like, hey, monkeys, you guys arguing about.
So when I saw a tweet of someone saying that how when Jade was in AEW, you guys weren't really talking about like this, but now she's gone to the E. You guys are.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
What's this got to do with anything, bro? This is. Let's go. What, can't people move on? I don't understand, bro.
No, I don't think people are mad about that. I just think it's more so a thing of like, I've seen people who I've seen this though. I've seen people who are big throwing stones at Jade Cargill.
Saying she's not ready.
Saying she's this, she's not that, and then when she's come to WWE, it's like, hey.
That's what people are complaining about.
Hey.
But on my timeline, on my TO, I don't see none of that. I didn't see none of that.
I've seen that. Because I think we can all agree. But when Jade was in AEW, there was a lot of discourse from both AEW and outside fans about how green she was, innit?
I never mentioned that once. I can't.
No,
lie.
No, but you've seen people say.
I've seen people say.
People
Okay,
mentioned it on the podcast.
Yeah.
who's the people?
People, I don't know. People have mentioned.
Let's find them.
People have mentioned
There was a lot of discourse.
If they wouldn't admit it, they will admit it. But people have said
there was a lot of discourse about how like.
Oh, I was itchy.
I reckon that discourse came from when she first started wrestling.
No, it prevailed for.
Yeah,
people were saying it, bro.
even that TPS champion, people say, "Oh, she's still green."
Yeah. So it's like
That's rude.
So it's like I get the 180. I get like when people are like, wait, hold on, is this you? But
But is that okay to say that?
what?
Is that okay to be like that? Because I was once like that.
What?
I'm not saying that someone wasn't green, but I was once not feeling a wrestler. I
No,
have to go back.
you not feeling a wrestler is fine, and then watching their work and being like, okay, they've grown over time. You now feeling a wrestler because
They moved to your favorite team.
That's
Damn, innit?
bombasticizing.
Yeah, that's idiocracy from my can't lie. But overall, the move makes sense, innit? And it's like with Jade in
It's crazy you're calling it a move, you know.
Yeah,
It's crazy we're calling it a move. That sounds like football.
but it's
football is that. It needs to be like that.
It's
But-
a transfer.
But that's the thing. But I look at this is good for business.
Yeah, it is. Facts.
This is what the business needs. We need transfers.
We need swapping. We need
transfers.
WCW Monday night. We need that whole like people go
and
this way,
that's
this
what
way.
it's getting to. So the way I look at it is, I look at it as a thing. Of course, AEW are looking at it as like, oh, we lost our talent in it. But me as a consumer, as a fan, obviously I don't watch both products equally, but I'm looking at it as like good because now this motivates each company to keep their stars. And WWE are looking at their guys like, yo, they can go here. AEW looking at our stars, they can go there. And the thing is, this is something that if AEW continues to be, you know, in the position that it's in, and WWE is obviously going to be WWE, well, get used to it. This is the business now, and this is a healthy business. This is what's going to happen, and yeah, this needs to happen in wrestling. It needs to. I might not like it. There might be guys that, for example, like I'll say this, like obviously when the Elite signed with AEW, I was happy because I primarily watch AEW. I primarily want to see them in AEW. That's the company I watch. But at the end of the day, the fact that they could go to WWE is good for the business.
Exciting.
Like take my personal like feelings out of it. It's good for the business. And the same way Jade's gone, the same way Cody went to WWE, it's good for the business. The same way we can see certain guys come in, it's good for business.
Yeah, facts.
So
You know what they say? Competition makes things so much better.
Bro.
Now that WWE's got competition, which they've not had for 20 plus years, they have no choice but to improve their products because now there's the alternative company. AEW have to improve their products regardless.
And at the end of the day, do you know who it benefits the most? The wrestlers.
And the fans too.
The wrestlers, because they're more money. Because before, it was like, okay, if you WWE could, if you were working in WWE, and you know you're surplus to requirements, they'll just be like, okay, like, well, we're not giving you more money because where else are you gonna go? Of course, there are other companies, but not other companies are offering you the cachet that we're offering you. Now it's like, fam, why do you think Randy Orton did it? Randy Orton did it. He said, fam, we probably assumed that he was going to stay in WWE, but he said, you know what? I'm going to raise my coin. Same thing with Kevin Owens. He got the big bag because all these wrestlers are getting big bread because, listen, there's now a threat that, hey, I could go here. I could go there. Do you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, for the wrestlers, enjoy.
I think it's also dependent what the wrestlers primarily do wrestling for. Because, like, there's always, like, depending on who you are, money's always going to be there, innit? But let's say, for example, there's certain people in AEW who are making big bank. If for you, what you, like, being on TV and having more so creative freedom and being pushed is, you know, your bread and butter, then I can see why if you're now getting offers to go to WWE, even if it's just a slightly less money, but you know you're 100% guaranteed knowing that, you know, you're going to benefit way more from it. I can understand people going to WWE. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because money's not everything for everyone. Otherwise, there'll be loads of wrestlers that primarily stay at WWE or try to re-sign with WWE. For a lot of people, it's like, you know what? I genuinely want to wrestle and tell my story. And if I can go elsewhere and tell my story and still be making somewhat money, then I hear it. So, but, man.
It's actually crazy when you think about it. Wrestlers have actually been suffering, you know. If they lose their WWE contract, that's it. The bag's gone.
Not necessarily.
The bag's gone.
You could.
Wrestling, bro. No, the thing is, you can say the biggest bag. There's like the initial big supplementary bag that you're getting, and then there's like the biggest long-term bag. Look at people like the Young Bucks. Young Bucks jumped from Ring of Honor, Impact, and by the time they got to New Japan, they were able to, you know, be their own narrators and choose the promotions that they wanted to wrestle and make $1 million independent. I don't think it's necessarily like there's people that are working WWE, they're not even making that much of a big bag. Yeah. There's people that are doing the tours of Japan, doing the European tours, doing the America tours, working the indies. Look at someone like Zack Ryder, Matt Cardona. I know for a fact that guy is killing bank. Yeah. Look at all the different promotions. He's NWA. He's a champion in DDT. He's doing the MLWs. He's doing the DPW. He's doing
UK as well.
WWE is just more so like the elevated platform. Like it probably gets you to a bag quicker just because of you're under their employment. But like if you, like I said, it's like there's different roles. Like you mentioned the Young Bucks. Like fam, them man were making, like even Kevin Owens said it bare times. Them man were making so much money off just merch. Just their own merch, and because they're doing it
more bread than a lot of men in WWE.
It's the same as like
the bag will always be there if you decide to find it. It's the same way where let's look at even like music, for example. People like DBE. DBE have not been signed. Like they may work with labels here and there in regards to certain deals, but they've picked their own bag. Like they decide to do things their own way, and you'll always find the bag. You just have to put the work in.
I was even going to use that. I was even going to use flipping. I was even going to use what do you call it? I was even going to use that work as an example. You lose your job, you now become a freelance graphic designer. You can charge how much? Fucking bread. It's the same thing as that. you can still make a living off that.
As opposed to you working for a company
and you're getting a
just getting
monthly
supplementary salary and you're shelling out 50 PSDs a day.
Fuck
But
off,
for that
man.
one PSD as a freelancer,
Bro.
you could be charging
I know-
2 bills for that.
The amount of filmmakers I know that left that got fired from their job during the pandemic here, bro, they're making big banks now doing series and flipping music videos for these artists.
Podcasters.
Let's go through YouTube questions and comments. I got mine.
Oh, quick big up to Ospreay and Naomichi Marufuji.
Yeah, that match was cold.
Yeah, that match was cold,
That's the only
man.
wrestling I watched this week.
Yeah, I can't lie.
A lot of us haven't watched wrestling, let's be honest.
No,
We
let's
haven't
be
watched this
honest.
week. That's why we're just talking
Yes,
about it.
yeah.
That match was brilliant.
But I need to. Do you know what it is? I need to go back. I've watched Marufuji, but I need to go back and watch Marufuji tapes, fam. That is private, fam. 'Cause I've already seen like the big prominent matches, like the one against Morishima, obviously the Kenta matches and so on and so forth, man.
Yeah.
Innovator, man. Some of your favorite wrestlers.
Matches with Kanemaru,
Yeah,
his
man.
DDT stuff, his AJ All Japan stuff. Like, bro, he's the GOAT, man.
Your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler, man.
Absolute GOAT, man. Hey, quickly, whilst he's looking for comments here, have you man seen apparently Remy Ma cheated on Papoose?
Is that real?
Yeah,
Oh,
with
apparently.
she's dating Easy the Block Captain apparently.
Ease.
Easy the Block Captain.
I got a comment still.
Remember, if they're not members, they're
You waited
brokies.
14 years, you know.
You tell me if they're members. I'll do them
Cool. Cycle Walker, he does not member.
Brokey. We love
When
you.
it comes to Nia Jax, it's to the point where YouTubers are making injury videos about her.
I can't lie, the vitriol but towards Nia Jax is disingenuous.
Yeah,
I'll be very real.
yes.
I think a lot of wrestling fans like to pick and choose who they want to lambast and bombasticize due to them injuring wrestlers. We will look at Vader, we'll look at Haku and praise them for being stiff wrestlers that, made wrestling feel real. But then the minute Nia Jax accidentally hits someone or does whatever, she's an idiot or she's
You know
a
the reason why,
wrestler.
right? You know the reason why, right?
Even someone like Kairi Sane, did Kairi Sane not injure someone while she was in WWE? Like she done a move, it injured someone, but people are like, yeah, she's bringing a strong start to WWE.
You know the reason why.
Crazy.
You know the reason why. Right? You know the reason.
Oh, it was fatphobic.
No, because she's a woman.
Oh,
She was a woman, bro.
I think people are just fatphobic.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
I think
If they had Aja Kong in this flipping generation right now, they'll be crying, fam.
No, they wouldn't. Because
You reckon? Aja Kong, bro, they used to hit.
no,
Nah,
because she's
Paul had
Japanese.
Awesome Kong.
Yeah, because I have Awesome Kong.
Yeah,
They
true.
love
Because it's
Awesome Kong.
WWE and because they look at it's these WWE stan accounts as well. You
What
bombasticized
the
people.
Diva Abbeys?
Yeah, you lot are
Yeah,
weirdos,
they're
man.
the ones I see tweeting about
They
that.
like
Yeah.
to think they're
Weird.
virtuous, but they're not.
Nah, it's fat phobia.
They're
It's
just bullies.
because them man be.
You lot are
Anyways,
weirdos,
let me know
man.
if you speak
If
too
I
much.
speak on you guys will say I'm something.
They're liking Zone.
This brother just. This brother, do you know, bro? I've blocked bare accounts. Even TikTok now. If I see a girl in like leggings in the gym, I'll say I'm not interested. Do you know why? No. Let me do the link now.
Let's do the comments and go for things. Let's do
I'll
comments
do
and
the
go for things, innit?
Cool. Big up Saf. He just became a member, innit?
Big up, Saf. He's in the Discord.
One No Heady, also known as One No Heady, goes, Serve needs to win, especially after those coffin spots are all in. Moga Embassy has grown on me. If these men could get a title that can push them to the serious stable, that can basically push them to a serious stable.
Swerve definitely needs to win. I think Swerve is in that category of where Takeshita was and where Roosh was, where they're having the big matches. They're in prominent positions in regards to that, but
They
they're
need
not
to
winning.
elevate.
Swerve, clearly, we can see like the promo he done against Adam Page. He would have been a black champion by now. That's big words. That's very big words, profound words.
Yeah.
So
Back it up.
with where the story is going, everybody part of the elite needs to be losing. Let's be real.
Yeah, 100%.
Swerve needs this more than anything.
Yeah, first.
Yeah. I think
I said this a couple podcasts ago. Swerve is reliable.
That reliable
Strong.
word, please say that out, man. Please,
No,
big man
he's
saying
reliable.
reliable is a scary word. A scary word in wrestling,
Why can't I use the word reliable?
bro. Reliable sometimes comes across as like you're just there to wrestle the match and lose.
I remember.
Do you got what I mean by that?
Jez,
Like,
when
reliable,
I
yeah.
mean when
Yeah,
I
he
mean
just-
reliable, he's someone that won't let you down. He's not gonna get injured.
Yeah. When he says reliable, that's what I think he means in terms of like when Swerve is in a ring, you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Oh, as in terms of matches.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get a great match.
even just him as a character, like he's
Yeah.
someone. I
But do you get
always
what I mean when I
wanna
say
see.
Yeah.
reliable?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you're talking reliable like
As a good hand.
Oh, he's good.
Colin Delaney.
Oh, that guy.
Or what Hardcore Holly was. Like them man just like
That's deep.
work
That's,
force.
yeah, I get. Yeah, it's
Well,
reliable.
that's what it was.
Reliable
But the thing
wrestlers,
is, the difference between now and then is that them man that were reliable workhorse jobbers, Like, they were still over.
Yeah.
Whereas now, then it's not necessarily that. You know what I mean? But
When I mean reliable, I mean like if you want to have like a 5-star match, just put Swerve in it. Boom.
Yeah, I think
elevate the ratings.
I was talking about this with Max on Revolution Radio. I think Swerve, like Del Boy said, Swerve is of that ilk where he's like, he needs to graduate, where it's like he's on like top mid card, like top guy, but Hangman Page is obviously former champion, someone who's been, he's a member of the elite. He's off that upper tier. And Swerve saying, you know, I can be the first black AEW champion. That means you're an AEW champion. You're in the upper tier. Yeah. So beating someone like Hangman Page, being a former champion,
it's a big statement.
Elevates you. You've graduated now. You're amongst the big boys. You know what I'm saying? Because Swerve, he's rated. He's had a decent run in this company, but now it's time to elevate. And I feel like this feud, I think he needs to win the first match. I think even if this feud goes like a couple matches, they can trade wins a lot, but he needs that initial win.
I think
that am
I wrong to say this? I think he needs to beat him to a point where it's like, oh shit, that's a big win.
It can't be a close. It can't like.
It can't be close.
It can't be a close match. I think it needs to be like a very, very, very like
one-sided.
Not necessarily one-sided, like but more so a thing of like a decisive win. So the thing is, the match can start off like more so 50-50. They're feeling each other out. But as time goes on, it's like Swerve has generally got the better of this guy.
Yeah, he's got him.
I don't know if it's a thing where Adam Page needs to just be off his game, so then they can run it back again, and then Swerve beats him again, believably.
I was thinking they don't need to run it back again. I think he should beat him and go straight for and just go straight for MJF next.
Well, then if he loses against MJF, then he now goes back to.
I feel you need to. I feel like what you do with this feud is that you put him amongst that tier, and then I don't know who's available in that tier left because obviously Kenny's busy, Moxie's got, but. That's why you have him with Adam Page for a minute. Like, do a back and forth.
Okay.
Do a back and forth for a minute. And then that frees up time for when,
I hope it's not going in that direction, but can you see it going in the direction of the Elite versus the Mogul Embassy?
Yeah.
I could see Hung Bucks. So, like, Young Bucks and Adam Page, yes.
Yeah.
Kenny's, the whole Don Callis thing, that's busy. That's busy. So I don't see it being the whole Elite, which I'm not mad at.
Unless...
Because we need Swerve versus Kenny. That's what's next for him, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if he beats Kenny, nobody can talk to him.
But the only problem...
Nobody should talk to him.
The only problem I see, I agree with you. He should, him versus Kenny should happen. The only problem I see, because they're telling this Elite losing storyline, right now, especially with Kenny and Takeshita, when Kenny starts winning again, it's going to be win for a while. Do you know what I'm saying? So... That's the
that's the only reason why I was asking in regards to obviously the Elite versus Mogul Embassy, because
Swerve getting a pin on him.
Him getting a pin on Adam Page would be one thing, and then okay, cool, like you suck. Maybe Kenny now comes, but obviously, like you said, he's got his own Don Callis stuff that he's dealing with. So you know what I mean, I'm just trying to see how they could elevate, because the Mogul MC are good. Like they're very good. They're a very good faction. I think Swerve joining them has added to them a lot. I don't think them being in Ring of Honor does them any favors.
I think that's the problem with just Ring of Honor as a whole. Who is that? Yeah. The only person I can say Ring of Honor has actually benefited is Shibata, but that's just because he's come out of retirement.
Shibata, Athena, and Samoa. I mean, Samoa Joe didn't necessarily need it.
Athena,
he's in a great position.
I think Athena's the best. Yeah.
Athena and Shibata. Shibata's been allowed to wrestle the type of matches he wants in a safe way because New Japan are not going to let him wrestle. Athena is absolutely killing it. But my only problem with Ring of Honor before we go back to the AEW stuff is that I don't know where a lot of the title stuff and stories are going from here, because we've seen Cesaro lambasted. Okay, we kind of know what's going on with him and Ed Kingston now, but Athena has just been going through the whole roster, squashing everyone. I don't know if they're now going to do her versus Billy Starks. Samoa Joe, he's been running through everyone. There doesn't seem to be any credible challengers besides Mark Briscoe. The tag team titles, that's already in its own story, but that even in that's kind of an issue, because they're now using a Ring of Honor title as opposed just for a story beat, as opposed to and we're going to get good matches out of it, but then once the good matches happen and then MJF and Adam Cole now lose the belt, it's just going to go back to what it was. Yeah. And then the trios belt, they're just pairing anybody to now come and just take a loss. It doesn't make any sense. But I don't know, maybe the direction is for maybe Mogul MC to eventually lose that and then for them to just permanently be on AEW and for them to now take those belts.
Which is what because they can make a lot of money
Bro.
for AEW. Prince Nana alone, like
Okay,
I've seen him on. Bro, I see Hip Hop. Was it Hip Hop DX? You know Hip Hop DX?
Yeah.
Hip Hop DX posted him.
They're
I
on
see.
Hot 97 today.
Yeah,
There you go. It's time. It's time, bro.
And the thing is with the AEW Trios belt, I think it would be sick to see heavyweights like Hosses take those belts, like people that are just ready to just run through people. And bro, the matchups like would be great. Like we've been seeing some good trios matches on Ring of Honor, but again, these are not factions or units that are primarily teaming with each other. These are just single stars that they're just adding together to just give them another win.
Speaking of trios belts at AEW, I can't lie. Them Roosh video, them LF5 video packages.
Yeah, it's cold.
I'm
yeah,
ready.
Cinema.
I need it now.
Cinema.
I need it now. I can't lie. I feel like, obviously, after they claim have a few defenses, LF5 need to come in and squash.
They can't be doing those promos for them to now just
Squash.
Use, they just
Squash.
give
Like,
it to them, man.
squash.
Even what's my guy again? What's it? Preston Vance.
Preston Vance.
Yeah, even I like him. You know, Harry Kane. Harry Kane.
Yeah,
I like him. I can't
He's
lie.
cold, man. He's cold.
Yeah.
You got any more thing?
That's all done. You know, that's all done for the week.
Okay.
Shout out to Saf. You joined
up, Saf, man.
joined the thing this week, man.
Big
So
up,
big up
big
you,
up.
man.
You guys that are brokies, please come and join us, man.
Yeah,
We've got
yeah.
plenty of content.
Yeah.
Come join the members, man. Come have some fun.
Big up the members though.
Big up every single member.
We got the members.
I'm looking forward to talking about Masters though. Should we get into it?
What?
Oh, Masters.
Masters.
For things, bro. I think we're done.
Oh, let's do that another week, man. Let's
A
talk
week,
about
yeah?
something else, man. Let's talk about something lighthearted this week. Quickly. Let's talk about something
Cool.
lighthearted.
We'll start off here then.
Yeah, cool.
Guys, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. I've literally
Join
forgot
the
to do the thing, man.
membership.
Yeah, exactly. Join the membership. Guys, 10th of
10th of October, Hustle, back at the Colour Factory. Please make sure you come and watch it. It's going to be a night of amazing action. This Sunday, that's mad.
that's fine, man.
Oh,
boy, you had to chill.
No, it doesn't sound mad, man, but it's like raw. Like
Amazing action, fine.
What kind of action are you guys talking about? Wrestling, that's what we're talking
Oh
about.
my god.
Allow me, man.
Even wrestling itself is a why, but it's continue.
Wrestling's away. This Sunday, 24th of October, Basement Grooves, Loading Bar. Come and play some games. Blackjack, WWE, NBA. Come and drink. Shayo party.
It's Shayo.
Nah, drink.
Oh,
Alcohol.
sure, yeah, go on.
All that good stuff. Tickets in the description. Come true. Come
Oh
party.
shit, there was another question. I'm so dumb.
What was it? Quickly.
I was running quickly. Cool. MAA 393. Swerve was also that guy that snitched to Tony about contract tampering. So I expect Tony to repay him somehow. Maybe with a win, with the feud. Side note: there was no way Tony wasn't doing the same. The guys like Adam Cole, Danielson. So I found his crime funny. What do you mean with that?
Whoever's a snitch.
I don't.
Bro, it's by law he has to talk to Tony Khan.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
not snitching.
That's not snitching, yeah.
This is your employer. fam, relax.
Yes, his employer. Like, if he doesn't say anything, he's gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
It's not a snitch.
I'm chatting.
No. I'm just saying. Like, I'm talking in regards to that comment. Like, why is it a snitch? By law, if someone is coming to talk to you about your contract, you have to let your employer know because it looks like you're complicit. That's it.
There you go.
It's
Another
bad,
one.
man. Come on, join the member. We'll educate you, man.
Shitting yourself is crazy. Guys who wear white gear are taking chances. This is the same brother as well. We're talking about MJF when MJF shot himself.
Yeah.
CM Punk shot himself. Bear man,
Stone Cold
John Cena.
yeah. KO said man like Borg. Big up Borg. Last comment from MAA. Also, Disney own ABC, so presume SmackDown would be on there. Amazon would be likely streamed though. Yeah, you said. Cool.
What's that in regards to?
When we said where Fox don't want to renew their contracts, so there was other competitors that were signing up for it and stuff. So I think ABC was one of them. But yeah, cool. That's it for the rest of the week, man.
I can't lie, sorry, fam. Them TKO Vince pictures are funny, fam. He looks funny, fam. He looks like a criminal.
It's like a TLC on Scarface game.
Bro.
Muchacho.
Muchacho.
Was it the granddad in Proud Family? There's one Mexican guy in Proud Family. I don't know if he's like the grandma's boyfriend or something.
Yeah.
Looks like him, fam.
Sugar
Mama's boyfriend. Yeah.
Cool. Guys, let's wrap up here, guys. I've been a Nafi.
Doughboy.
NK.
Wrestling's podcast, episode 1. Is it 190?
Whoa, 100. Yeah, shit. 190.
Amazing fucking noise. 10 more episodes to 200. Yeah, man, this is Wrestling Podcast, coolest wrestling podcast in the world. Make sure you tell your mum, tell your nan, tell your dad, tell your granddad, tell your auntie. Ski ye. By the Mandem.
For the Mandem.
By the Mandem.
For the Mandem.
Let's go. Bow.